Hi, welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and this is the aftermath. Well, a straightforward victory, easy win, it's only Burnley, blah, 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 blah. But listen, you got to win the games, and that's what Arsenal did yesterday. And listen, I was interviewing quite a lot of fans yesterday, and a lot of fans were saying, well, Arsenal got off to a really slow start. I disagreed with that. I actually think that Arsenal got off to a decent start. They really went at Burnley. They had over, I think it was something like 30 chances throughout the game. In the first half, Sanchez could have scored a couple of times. I thought Santi Cazorla could have scored. Welbeck could have scored. We started well. We went at them, but it was just resolute defending by them with a bit of luck sometimes. And also their goalkeeper was in good form. And that's what helped them to keep a clean sheet at half-time. Then in the second half, we went at them again. And eventually we broke them down. And Alexis Sanchez rising, 5'7", rising way above 6-foot defenders to score a brilliant header. And then the floodgates just opened. And then we just quite easily won the game. Then 3-0 could have been more. So I personally am not really going to fault Arsenal's performance much yesterday, because it's very difficult to break any Premier League team down when they're showing no ambition, when they've got absolutely every player behind the ball. You speak to professional players, they say even in training sessions, it's hard to break down even the youth team when they put every single person behind the ball. So to me, it was a professional performance by Arsenal. Don't get me wrong, a bit nervy because it took us a long time to actually break them down. But I thought that, you know, we played well, we attacked. My only thought, or my only thinking on the game was, why did we go into that game with two holding midfielders? Why Arteta and Flamini? Why not start 4-4-2 with even Podolski starting and just absolutely go for it? But then it went well in the end. We won 3-0. So you've got to say, you know, we've won 3-0. We've got a decent result. So it worked. So it's what we would expect playing against a team like Burnley. Remember, they're bottom of the table. We can't get carried away. We can't get excited. But it's another win under the belt. It's like a little winning streak. The win against Anderlecht, which was, we know that was very fortunate, but it was a win. The win against Sunderland, and now this win. If we can get another win against Anderlecht, all of a sudden we're on a little roll. Theo Walcott coming back. Great to see a player of his calibre come back and looking sharp. That's what we want to see. And I was actually thinking to myself yesterday, what if a load of these players start really coming back? It's going to be a real fight for places, you know. Theo Walcott, Giroud, Ozil, you know, when they do come back, Debuchy, we will have a pretty decent team out there. We'll still have those deficiencies, I think, in the middle of the park, but it will be a much stronger team that will be able to challenge. So we've got to get ourselves into that position. We're on a little winning streak. We're in a good position where we're not far off the top, where when those players come back, and then if we could add possibly a holding midfielder in January, we can challenge. I'm not saying we're going to win the league, but we could put up a real good fight if we've got a really strong squad and all of our players back. So, listen, looking up from yesterday, and you know the other thing, just before I go into everybody's tweets, the other fascinating thing that today I found, right, is I was looking at, there's still some fans, Wenger out. There was one fan yesterday who said he still wants Wenger out. Now, the question I asked to every fan, and I was asking some fans this the other day in Brussels, who would you bring in if you sacked Arsene Wenger, especially at this stage of the season? Who would you bring in? And nobody really comes up with a good answer. I mean, for starters, to me, it's ludicrous to sack Arsene Wenger at this stage in the season because we're fourth in the league. No matter what you think of who he should have bought or who he didn't buy, we're fourth in the league. We've got to go till the end of the season and see what happens at the very least. But I look at some of the options across Europe, there's some of the options that I would like to bring in. And you look at somebody like, say, for instance, like Pep Guardiola. He's the person I'd love to see coming, but he's never going to leave Bayern, is he? Ancelotti, I think, would be a good shout, but he's not going to leave Real Madrid. Then there's Jurgen Klopp, who everybody gets excited about. 10 games in the Bundesliga this season. He's lost 7 games. They're in the bottom 3 in the Bundesliga. Now, I had a fan say to me this morning on Twitter, he said, listen, Robbie, you're being ridiculous to criticise Jurgen Klopp. Listen, probably I am. Probably I am being ridiculous. It'd be ridiculous to say sack Jurgen Klopp right now, but it just shows you. It just shows you. Be careful what you wish for. He's got similar problems to Arsene Wenger right now. He's got injuries. He's had to sell some of his best players, and he's in the bottom 3 in the Bundesliga. Now, Arsene Wenger, throughout the years, has gone through those things, and we have never, ever dropped out of that top 4. So be careful. Anyway, listen, let's get into the tweets. I just thought I'd spark a bit of debate there. You can leave your comments below. Let me know what you think of that. But let's get into your comments. It's about your comments on this show. Full-Time Gooner says, a far superior performance today. Best performance since Galatasaray. Alexis was immense as usual. Monreal was good too. Shout out for Monreal. Listen, I know it's only Burnley. I know last week was only Sunderland. He's not up against the real Agueros and people like that yet. But I can't fault how he's been playing. He's come into a position that's not his. I heard Bully saying that in an interview yesterday. And he's played really, really well. I was very impressed with him yesterday. Showed a lot of pace, dealt with everything. So well done to Monreal so far. You're doing a great job. Tevroy A.F.C. Richard says, rampant performance, simple. We should have scored more goals. I definitely agree with that. Chris Wheel says, typical Arsenal performance. Left it late against the average team. But we got the job done 3-0, and that's what counts. Riyadh says, Sanchez is our best player since Thierry Henry. Now, that is high praise indeed. I mean, this guy, Alexis Sanchez, is absolutely unbelievable. He is very, very similar to Suarez and Aguero. He is going to be our talisman. That's what I said. I just want to see everybody back fit. And we're going to have a really good team. Dodsey says, a good win. Was a slow start, but we got the result we deserved. Can't get too carried away, but the team is on the up. I agree with that. You can't get too carried away. It is only Burnley, but it's a good win. James says, good game, but we need to start games from the first whistle. Alexis breathes quality. Again, I can't agree with this slow start. I think we made a decent start. I mean, even our very own Cookie, I was listening to his review today. He as well was saying a slow start. I was in the clock end yesterday. There was chance after chance. We could have been about 3-0, 4-0 up at half time. I thought the start was good. We just didn't get the goal, that's all. Sean Jones says, best individual performance in the Premier League by any player since Suarez played against Norwich the last few seasons. I think he's talking about Alexis Sanchez, obviously. Only Arsenal FC says, so glad to see the connection between Alexis and Theo, but yet still our holding midfield needs to be more sharp. Again, as I said, I couldn't understand why we had 2 holding midfielders yesterday. Could be maybe because Ramsey's still sort of making his way back. Of course, Wilshere was out, but I would have went more attacking. I would have maybe put Rosicky in there or something, or push Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain into the middle, because I think they were there for the taking right from the beginning, so be really positive. But as I said, it all worked out, so, you know, you got to praise the manager. The Gunner's View says, it shows why Wenger's the manager and the fans aren't. He said, Nacho superb and no one knew Chambers, but Wenger took the risk. And listen, hats off to Arsene Wenger for the Nacho Monreal and, of course, Chambers. But he definitely, and there's no mistaking, you cannot excuse why he didn't sign a centre-back. He should have signed cover at centre-back. He's got to take blame for that. And he should have signed a holding midfielder. Yes, hats off for the rest of the stuff. But to me, if he would have made those signings, we could be higher than we are right now. Jalil says, good performance. We need to start games from the first minute. Maybe I'm wrong. Everybody's saying that. Instead of the 70th. And he said, as soon as Ramsey came on, the game changed. Adam says, much better than Sunderland and Anderlecht. However, these are the games we should be winning. The true tests are to come. Najib says, great performance overall, but Arteta and Flamini are our weak points. If we can buy Khedira and start Ramsey, we're going to be champions, he says. Fazal Khan says, patience is the key to these games. That is very, very true. And he said, and we got our reward. Our corners are our worst nightmare as well. We may as well give the goalkeeper, give the ball to the goalkeeper, he says, on the spot to save time. We did actually score from a corner yesterday, although it wasn't it was a sort of scrappy mix-up, but he's definitely right. We get so many corners every game, and we just do not take full advantage of that. If we did, we would be beating many, many more teams, some of the big teams too, but we do not take advantage. Corners and throw-ins, Arsenal are terrible at. We really need to work on that. And last here, Liam says, where do you start with Sanchez? He's a complete player, worth every penny. Remember, though, it was only Burnley. He says, hashtag 3 points. He's right, it is only Burnley. And we cannot get carried away. But it's just great to be positive. Remember, that's only our second win at home this season. So it's just great to see a positive result by Arsenal. And to see a run of games where they've won. Away at Sunderland last week, away at Anderlecht, you know, Saturday, and then if we can go into the game on Tuesday with another victory, things are really, really starting to look up. Wow, listen, lots of stuff to get through. Just got to mention that we've got a brand new website. Make sure you go and check out the Arsenal Fan TV website. We used to be a little bit slow with the old website when it came to getting our videos up in comparison to the YouTube page. But now, as soon as they go up on YouTube, they're on our website as well. So make sure you check out our website. You can watch every single video that we do on our website, and also we're going to have blogs coming on there, everything like that. So check out the Arsenal Fan TV website, arsenalfantv.com. Don't forget, we've also got a new shop on our website where you can purchase all your goodies. You got things like this, the Zudi, which is flying out. You got one of my old favourites there. Stand Up If You Hate Tottenham. It's one of my favourite t-shirts. All stuff like that. We got that in the shop. I've got to say congratulations to Kashan. Hold on, I'll read it off a piece of paper on the floor here. Kashan Higgins, who he won this Adidas football. He got the match predictor right for Saturday. He guessed that it'd be 3-0 and Alexis Sanchez would score the first goal. So congratulations to you. That's on its way to you, that ball. Don't forget to keep voting for us in the Football Blogging Awards. They're coming up very, very soon. If you haven't already voted for us, look at the link below. Click onto that and give us a vote if you like what we're doing over here at Arsenal Fan TV. And we're also taking part in Movember. Movember's this big appeal that they do every November where they ask people to grow a moustache or a beard. I'm going to grow a moustache. My cameraman, he's going to grow one as well. So we're growing tashes throughout the whole of November. Not going to shave that. You can donate by, again, clicking on the link below, and you can donate. It's a great cause for prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and things like that. It's a really fantastic cause, so make sure if you can spare a few coins to donate. I've got to say a special mention to Carl and Alec, who have already donated on the page. They were like our first two people to donate, so we just started the campaign. Thanks very much to you two, and if everybody can, you know, if you've got a few spare change, donate to that. It's for a really, really great cause. And don't forget to subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV here on YouTube. And thanks for watching. I really, really hope that we're seeing an upturn in fortunes for Arsenal. It's not just the wins. I just felt inspired when I saw Theo Walcott come onto that pitch on Saturday. It's been so long since we've seen him. And I was like, you know what? I'm starting to see that we could be coming back. And I really hope this could be the catalyst. Even though it was Burnley, even though it was Sunderland, this can be the catalyst to start pushing us onwards and upwards to some success this season? 6 shoots?
Yeah, well, I've said before, like at the start of the season, I feel that we are going to do something. We're going to build on what we got last year, and the players that we've added are going to add something, and they're going to give us a lot more.